to be good in fixed income securities, to have good understanding of fixed income securities, to be able to do valuation of different kinds of fixed income securities, it is absolutely imperative for every one of us to be familiar with the key terms and features of fixed income securities. यानी कि फिक्स्ड इनकम सिक्योरिटीज़ के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में जो टर्म्स यूज़ होती हैं या फिक्स्ड इनकम सिक्योरिटीज़ या बॉन्ड कहो, उनके जो सैलिएंट फीचर्स हैं उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग हमको होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड इन दिस session we will strengthen and sharpen our understanding about the terms used in the context of bonds market or in the context of debt instruments or in the context of fixed income securities. So what these terms are, let us understand them one by one. Number one, it is the face value. So every security, every fixed income security, and please remember, इसके बाद में अगर मैं फिक्स्ड इनकम सिक्योरिटी कहता हूँ या मैं बॉन्ड कहता हूँ और या मैं डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट कहता हूँ, तो समझ के लीजिए तीनों बार में मेरे कहने का मतलब एक ही है, बिकॉज ये तीनों चीज़ें अलग अलग नहीं हैं, ये तीनों चीज़ें एक ही हैं. सो एवरी फिक्स्ड इनकम सिक्योरिटी और अ डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट और अ बॉन्ड विल हैव अ फेस वैल्यू, यानी कि उसकी एक फेस वैल्यू होगी जो कि दैट इज़ द पेपर वैल्यू और द वैल्यू विच इज़ which is the instrument for which fixed income security will be issued. Number two, coupon interest rate, coupon rate or interest rate. So obviously every fixed income security invariably will have a coupon rate, and coupon rate and interest rate, please remember, are same. So अगर आप कहें कि उसका कूपन इतना है, उसका इंटरेस्ट रेट इतना है, इसका मतलब दोनों का मतलब एक ही है. When you talk about the coupon and interest rate, you must remember the coupon or the interest rate can be fixed. That means there can be a fixed income security where the rate of interest is fixed over the tenure of that of that instrument. It can also be floating. So that means what? That means the rate of interest on a particular fixed income security or on a bond can be linked with another reference rate. That can be MIBOR, that can be LIBOR, or that can be any other rate for that matter. And that means what? That means fixed income, फिक्स्ड कूपन रेट है, फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट रेट है. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है कि पूरी लाइफ जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट की है उसमें उसी रेट्स के हिसाब से इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा. If there is a floating rate, then the interest rate can undergo a change depending on the change in the linked indices, right? So that is your floating rate. And also remember, a bond or a debt instrument or a fixed income security can also have a zero coupon rate. तो आई एम श्योर आप सोच रहे होंगे कि अगर किसी बॉन्ड के ऊपर या किसी फिक्स्ड इनकम सिक्योरिटीज़ के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है तो फिर मैं क्यों उसमें पैसा लगाऊं. एंड दैट इज़ बिकॉज it may not have a coupon rate. That means you may not receive any cash flow over the tenure of that instrument or the fixed income security or the bond. But such fixed income securities are always issued at a discount to their face value, and that is why they're also known as deep discount bond. So say for example, a bond of 1000 rupees, a deep discount bond, which is a zero coupon bond for a tenure of 7 years, can be issued at a deep discount of 600 rupees. दैट मीन्स वॉट? दैट मीन्स ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट को खरीदने के लिए आपको 600 रुपये का पेमेंट करना पड़ेगा. यू विल गेट ए इंस्ट्रूमेंट हुज फेस वैल्यू इज़ 1000 रुपीज़ और 7 साल तक आपको कुछ इंटरेस्ट नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन 7वें साल के बाद में जब ये इसका टेन्योर खत्म होगा तो उस समय आपको 6,000 रुपये के इन्वेस्टमेंट के अगेंस्ट में आपको 10,000 रुपये का रिडम्पशन मिलेगा. सो योर रिटर्न इज गोइंग टू बी 10,000 minus 6,000, that is 4,000, and that is the 4,000 is the amount of interest that you would earn for the entire duration of the deep discount bond. So that is what, that is point number 1, and that is coupon or interest rate. And interest rate, remember, can be fixed, can be floating, or it can be a zero coupon bond also. Number 3, every bond or every fixed income security will have a issue price. So when I say issue price, now what does it mean? It means it is possible that a bond can be issued at a discount, as in case of zero coupon bond. So in that case, what will happen is the face value of that bond and the issue price of that bond is not going to be the same. The issue price is going to be much less than the face value of that bond. So every bond has a इश्यू प्राइस, एंड आई एम श्योर एंड आई एम रिपीटिंग इट वंस अगेन, अगर मैं फिक्स इनकम सिक्योरिटी कहता हूँ या मैं डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट कहता हूँ और या मैं बॉन्ड कहता हूँ, तो आई एम श्योर इमीडिएट ऑटोमेटिकली यू विल थिंक दैट आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ द same thing. So whatever is I am discussing with you, remember every term of this is applicable to a bond, to a debt instrument, or to a fixed income securities as well. Number 4, every bond will have a coupon frequency. So what is the meaning of coupon frequency? Meaning of coupon frequency is that on this bond, unless and until it is a zero coupon bond, the holder of the bond will keep on receiving interest on that bond periodically, and that is the frequency of the interest. Usually the frequency is half yearly, but it can be quarterly and it can also be monthly. So there is no rule as such that you cannot have quarterly coupon in case of a bond, but typically and normally in practice what we see more often than not, the most of the bonds, the frequency of coupon is half yearly. So that is the frequency and periodicity. Number 5, maturity date. Every bond has a maturity date and tenure. So unless a bond is a perpetuity bond, and perpetuity bond, remember, will not have any fixed tenure. Perpetuity bond is for infinity, at least on paper it is for infinity. But every other bond other than a perpetuity bond will have a maturity date and a tenure. So let's say, for example, a bond is issued on 1st January 23 and with a tenure of 7 years. So that first year will get over on 31st December 23, and second year will get over on 24, third over will get over on 25, fourth over on 26, sixth over on 27, and seventh over in the year 28 on 31st December 28. सो ये जो बॉन्ड है उसका टेन्योर कितने का है? 7 साल का है, और अगर वो 1 जनवरी को इश्यू हो रहा है तो वो उसकी एक्सपायरी होगी या मैच्योरिटी होगी, एंड दैट इज ऑन 31st December 2028, and that is what is the maturity date and the tenure. So maturity date or expiry date, now these two terms are used interchangeably in the context of fixed income securities. Number 6, a bond can be secured or a bond can be unsecured. So we all are familiar as to what is a secured instrument and what is unsecured instruments. So I need not really delve much into that. Number 7, every bond will have a yield. और yield का मतलब क्या है? Yield का मतलब है कि उस bond के ऊपर आप क्या कमा रहे हो, that is the yield. So what return this bond is giving to you, that is the yield. And remember, this yield can be nominal yield or this can be current yield. We will understand as to how to calculate the nominal yield and how to calculate the current yield, but at this point in time मैं आपको simple words में बताऊं तो nominal yield का मतलब क्या है? The coupon rate divided by the face value of that instrument, and that is your nominal yield. So basically nominal yield is nothing but the coupon rate, but then you also have the current yield, और current yield का मतलब क्या है? The coupon rate divided by the current market price of that bond, and that is your current yield. So what is the difference between the current yield and nominal yield? Nominal yield is based on the purchase price of that bond, and current yield is based on the current price of that bond, and that is what we must understand and remember. Point number 18 is maturity or redemption value. Now what does it mean? It means invariably, or not invariably, but sometimes based on the terms and conditions of a bond may be redeemed at a premium. At a premium, like deep discount bonds are always redeemed at the face value, but in certain cases it is possible, depending on the terms and conditions of a bond may be redeemed at a premium. That means holder of a bond on redemption date will not only get the principal, but he will get something over and above the principal amount also, and that is your redemption value. So your redemption value can be same as the face value, or your redemption value can also be value, face value plus some premium that may be agreed between the issuer and the subscriber of that bond. Number 11 is YTM, and I have discussed this already with you. What is YTM? YTM is yield to maturity. We will discuss more about it as we progress, but in one of my earlier sessions, in the context of cost of capital, we have understood YTM in great detail. We will spend some more time today as well, but that is what you must remember. In the context of fixed income security, YTM is another very important term that is used very often. Number 12 is deferred coupon bond. Now, what is the meaning of deferred coupon bond? The meaning of deferred coupon bond is, in respect of these kind of bonds, the payment of coupon may be deferred initially for few years, and that is why it is known as deferred coupon bond. यानी कि वो बॉन्ड जिसमें कूपन को कुछ समय के लिए डेफर किया जाता है, that is referred as deferred coupon bond. Number 13, indenture. So what is indenture? All of us are familiar. Indenture is nothing but an agreement, a contract, a bond which is signed between the subscriber and the issuer of the bond. And what this indenture will include, this indenture will include all the terms and conditions relating to the issuance of that particular bond. It will also incorporate what are the rights and obligations of the issuers, and also what are the rights and obligations of the subscribers, and that is point number 13. Point number 14, in the context of fixed income securities or the bond market or the bond or debt instruments, remember, fourth term that we need to understand is call option and put option. So meaning what? Meaning a bond can be issued by an issuer with a call option. And what is call option? Call option is the issuer will have a right to redeem the bond before the pre-decided maturity date, or before the tenure of expiry of the tenure of that bond, and that is call option. Of course, this call option will be subscribed. This call option will be subject to completion of a minimum period that would again be part of your indenture or the contract or the bond or the agreement that the subscriber and the issuer would have agreed. So that's your call option. So call option is a privilege, is a privilege which is available to the issuer of the bond. That means एक सर्टेन पीरियड के ख़त्म होने के बाद अगर इश्यूअर को लगता है कि वो ये बॉन्ड जो इशू किया है उसको उस पैसे को यूज़ नहीं करना चाहता है, तो ही कैन redeem that bond. That means he can call the money, he can call the bonds back and pay the money back to the subscriber. एक सवाल जो आपके दिमाग में आ सकता है और वो ये कि why an issuer will exercise a call option. And please understand, an issuer will exercise a call option in case if the rates of interest in the market have gone down. तो अगर मार्केट में इंटरेस्ट रेट कम हो गए हैं तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में ये जो इश्यूअर है वो क्या करेगा, वो बॉन्ड को जो बॉन्ड है उसमें जो कॉल ऑप्शन है उसको एक्सरसाइज करेगा. क्यों एक्सरसाइज करेगा? बिकॉज बाय एक्सरसाइजिंग द कॉल ऑप्शन he is able to cancel this series of the bond and thereby reduce his high interest liability and then go for a fresh issue of bond which is going to be at a lower coupon rate, and that is what is going to be of his benefit. Number 2 is the put option. So what is a put option? Put option is to the advantage of the subscriber to the bond. और पुट ऑप्शन का मतलब क्या है? पुट ऑप्शन का मतलब यह है कि सब्सक्राइबर को एक राइट होता है. क्या राइट होता है? ये राइट होता है कि सब्सक्राइबर एक सर्टेन पीरियड के ख़त्म होने के बाद सब्सक्राइबर पुट ऑप्शन को एक्सरसाइज कर सकता है। और पुट ऑप्शन को एक्सरसाइज करने का मतलब क्या है? पुट ऑप्शन को एक्सरसाइज करने का मतलब ये है कि द सब्सक्राइबर कैन टेल द इश्यूअर, प्लीज टेक योर बॉन्ड बैक and give me my money back. I am not interested anymore in your bond. So he can prematurely offer the bond for redemption by the issuer company. अब आपके दिमाग में सवाल आएगा कि why should somebody prematurely go for redemption of a bond? And that is because, please note, in case if a bond has been issued with the put option and if the interest rates have gone up in the market, then it is to the benefit of the subscriber कि वो पुराना वाला जो बॉन्ड है उसको रिडीम करके पैसा निकाले, क्योंकि वहाँ पे इंटरेस्ट रेट कम मिल रहा है, और वो जो पैसा निकाले उसको दूसरे किसी बॉन्ड में लगा दे जहाँ पे उसको रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट ज़्यादा मिल रहा है। सो जिस तरह से कॉल ऑप्शन इज टू द बेनिफिट ऑफ द इश्यूअर, पुट ऑप्शन इज फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ द सब्सक्राइबर। एंड रिमेंबर, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बॉन्ड can be issued only with the put option or it can be issued only with the call option. No, it is always possible a bond can be issued with both the options. That means in case of a particular bond, there is a call option also and there is a put option also. That means अगर issuer को लगता है तो वो call कर सकता है, और अगर subscriber को लगता है तो वो bond को surrender कर सकता है और अपने पैसे वापस ले सकता है. And that's your call option and the put option. Point number 15, there is something which is known as a broken period. Now, what is a broken period? So please remember, as we were discussing, in case of the bond, there is always a periodicity of coupon. So let's say, for example, that periodicity of coupon is quarterly. That means this company pays interest at the end of every quarter. यानी कि पहला जो इंटरेस्ट वो देते हैं 30 जून को देते हैं, दूसरा इंटरेस्ट वो 30 सितंबर को देते हैं, तीसरा इंटरेस्ट वो 31 दिसंबर को देते हैं, और चौथा इंटरेस्ट वो 31 मार्च को देते हैं. सो दिस हैज़ गॉट अ पीरियोडिसिटी ऑफ 3 मंथ्स. पर कई बार क्या हो सकता है कि अ परचेज और सेल ऑफ अ बॉन्ड कैन हैपन इन बिटवीन. Say for example, the interest period finishes on 31st March and the transaction is done for the purchase of the bond on, let's say, 30th of April. So now this is a case of a broken period. Broken period का मतलब क्या है कि जब कोई ट्रांजैक्शन जो पीरियोडिसिटी जो क्वार्टर उसके बीच में होता है तो उसको बोलते हैं ब्रोकन पीरियड. तो ये 31 मार्च को कूपन का जो डेट था वो ख़त्म हुआ, लेकिन ट्रांजैक्शन 30 अप्रैल को हुआ, और अगला जो कूपन डेट है वो 30 जून को होगा. तो 30 अप्रैल, 31 मार्च और 30 जून के बीच में अगर कोई ट्रांजैक्शन होता है, दैट इज़ नॉन एज ब्रोकन पीरियड ट्रांजैक्शन. ब्रोकन पीरियड ट्रांजैक्शन. इसकी सिग्निफिकेंस है, इसकी क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है वो आपको बताता हूँ. इसकी सिग्निफिकेंस है बिकॉज देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज डर्टी प्राइस एंड देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज क्लीन प्राइस. क्लीन प्राइस का मतलब क्या है? क्लीन प्राइस का मतलब है कि जो आपका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है फॉर द परचेज ऑफ द बॉन्ड, क्लीन प्राइस का मतलब ये है कि जो ट्रेडिंग प्राइस है वही आपको सेलर को पे करनी है. तो जो ट्रेडेड रेट है उस बॉन्ड का उस दिन आपको वही पे करना है. दैट इज़ योर क्लीन प्राइस. डर्टी प्राइस का मतलब क्या है? डर्टी प्राइस का मतलब ये है कि 31 मार्च वॉज द कूपन डेट फॉर दिस बॉन्ड, राइट? और आपने ये बॉन्ड परचेज किया 30 अप्रैल 22 को, और अगर आपकी टर्म फॉर द परचेज ऑफ दिस बॉन्ड इज बेस्ड ऑन डर्टी प्राइस, इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है कि आपको क्लीन प्राइस पे करना है, और उसके साथ साथ आपको जो 1 अप्रैल से लेके 30 अप्रैल तक का यानी कि 1 महीने का जो इंटरेस्ट है वो भी आपको देना है. एंड दैट इज योर डर्टी प्राइस. क्लीन प्राइस का मतलब है ओनली द प्राइस प्राइस ऑफ द बॉन्ड दैट यू पे, दैट इज क्लीन प्राइस. और डर्टी प्राइस का मतलब है यू पे द प्राइस ऑफ द बॉन्ड प्लस इंटरेस्ट फॉर द accrued period or the broken period, and that is your dirty price and the clean price. Number 19 is priority in payment. So bonds being a debt instrument will always have a priority in payment in case if the issuer for some reason has to undergo insolvency or bankruptcy. Then there is something called as repo agreement, and repo agreement का मतलब क्या है? Repo means repurchase agreement, और रीपर्चेज एग्रीमेंट का मतलब क्या है? रीपर्चेज एग्रीमेंट का मतलब ये है कि व्हेन द सेलर इज सेलिंग a security to a buyer, simultaneously he is also entering into a repurchase agreement, and that is what that means, that when he is selling a security, simultaneously he is also signing an agreement that he will purchase that security back after an expiry of certain period and at a certain rate, and that is your repo agreement or ready purchase agreement. Then you have step up notes for interest. So some bonds are known as step up notes. And what does it mean? It means we understood in the context of interest that every bond, unless it is a zero coupon bond, will have a coupon rate. That coupon rate can be fixed, it can be floating, and it can also be a step up interest rate. Now, what is the meaning of step up interest rate? The meaning of step up interest rate is that for first 1 or 2 years, rate of interest will be 7%. For the third and fourth year, rate of interest will be 8%. For fifth and sixth year, rate of interest will be 9%. So when the coupon rate on a bond is agreed in such a manner, that is known as step up notes, or bonds with step up interest provision. Then you have something which is known as credit or default spread. Point number 22, credit or default spread. इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब ये है कि जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का जो बॉन्ड है एंड इस कंपनी का जो बॉन्ड है, वो दोनों में जो यील्ड का डिफरेंस है, दैट यील्ड डिफरेंस इज रेफर्ड एज credit or default spread. Say for example, if the yield on the government of India bond is 7% and the yield on the issuer, this private corporate bond, is 8%, that means the credit or default spread is 1%, and that is your credit or default spread. Okay. 23, amortizing security bond. Amortizing security और बॉन्ड का क्या मतलब है? अमोर्टाइजिंग सिक्योरिटी और बॉन्ड का मतलब है, नॉर्मली एज यू विल रिकलेक्ट, द पेमेंट रिडम्पशन ऑफ अ बॉन्ड will happen in a bullet form. That means what? That means the entire amount of the bond is redeemed on the last date of the tenure, or the redemption date, or on the maturity date. But a bond can also have the can also have the provision of amortizing. That means what? That means redemption of this bond can happen periodically over its life, and that is what is known as amortizing security or amortizing bond. Then you have 24, fixed rate mortgage, and that means when the rate is fixed in case of a bond, it is also known as fixed rate mortgage. And point number 25, remaining maturity. So what does it mean? It means this is also known as TTM, term to maturity. It is remaining maturity, or TTM. TTM is term to maturity. तो अगर कोई बॉन्ड इश्यू होता है और उसका टेन्योर 7 साल का है, 3 साल ऑलरेडी हो चुके हैं, 4 साल बाकी के हैं, तो ये 4 साल जो बचे हैं, दैट इज नॉन एज रिमेनिंग मेच्योरिटी, और इट इज नॉन एज TTM, term to maturity. So friends, these are the terms, key terms, and the features of fixed income securities that you and I need to be absolutely aware, so as to have a good handle on the fixed income securities, or on bond market, or on debt market or debt instruments. And I'm sure what we have discussed, you would have found the same quite interesting and also quite absorbing. In case if you have any doubt, any question, you can of course ask me.